Welcome to Wonkeyjase. So today we're looking at a tiny little camera, and it's meant to be 48 megapixel. It's from a company called TEMU, and they came in at just under £14, and it's the height of it is 5.5 centimeters, and the length is 6.5 centimeters. There's the actual screen that you're expected to see, a USB-C connection there. You can put in a memory card up to 64 gigabyte. There's their back screen showing its standard thing. There's the actual camera itself. It is a little cutie. It's quite well made. There's the actual video it does in the HD 1080 HD video there. On a sepia filter, which comes into the actual software itself. You set it up yourself, or you've got black, white, or you've got color. And there's the actual there's my guinea pigs. There's Nasha and Dennis for the Beano. There's Dr. Minty. Nothing to do with this video, but he wanted to join into the video just for a bit of fun. Anyway, these are some clips that were taken from the actual camera itself. Now, I know it says 48 megapixel cameras, megapixel sensor. Yeah, I do not believe it. There's a difference. Okay, so it may have the actual sensor, the pixel count. So pixel is a pixel element. So it may have a 48 megapixels in the actual sensor itself, but the actual size of those pixels are going to be really, really small, and that shows up in the actual picture because it doesn't get enough light. So the actual quality of the picture is really poor. The pixels sort of merge into each other because there's not a space between the pixels, so that you get sort of banding where the colors move into it's just a really poor picture. Dynamic range was terrible on the pixels. Yeah, it's poor, so it may reach those that count. But as for the actual picture, so this is one of the pictures. It's pretty dynamic range is terrible there. The actual megabyte file size there does actually match up with a 48 megapixel picture if it was in JPEG, which this one is. It's not in RAW. So it looks alright on paper, but when you can actually see the pixels, how they are displayed. But from a tiny little from a tiny little picture, it looks right. You will run into problems when you try to sort of print it or put it onto a large screen or cast it onto your TV. Then you're going to see some pixelation, and that's when you actually see the excuse me, the actual interpolation. So interpolation is where it copies. Look at the dynamic range on that, absolutely terrible, all wiped out there. So the interpolation is where they get one pixel and then multiply it to make it a much higher pixel count. It's just bad play in all areas. But for the actual size, for a novelty, it is a nice little camera. It is so small, it's just ridiculous. It's like a matchbox, the old matchbox size. But you can see there's a lot of noise in that image there. It wasn't the brightest scenario, and that's slightly out of focus, though I would have thought it would be focusing for that distance. So you're definitely not going to get any macro photography there. Lighting really poor. It's not highlighting the actual figure there. Yeah, just poor around. But as a gimmick, and it's out of focus again there. But as a gimmick, it is a nice little camera. It'd be a great treat for somebody for Christmas. If they're a photographer, and not every photograph has to be amazing. Sometimes it's just nice to have a really poor picture, and that sort of makes it look like it's dated back some years. Coming up on the next video. Can you tell if you're a psycho by eating jelly babies? I mean, if you're going to take the heads off and swap the heads over on the jelly babies, if you're just going to remove the arms, or just tear bits out of the body, yeah, we can find out a lot about a person just by watching them eat jelly babies. And we're going to investigate that on the next video, only Wonkeyjase. And if you could do us a favour and subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. That would just make me walk away with a complete heart.